guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nisha if you're new here, and I make nursing school content. Today what I'm going to try to do in this video is help everybody de-influence their nursing school wish list. I know that another round of nursing school is starting up, especially for people starting in fall, and they're using these summer months to prepare, make their wish list, and go shopping for things that they need for nursing school. So since I'm in my second quarter, almost done with my second quarter of nursing school, and I've been there in that position and I have bought all of the things, I'm hoping that I can go through the supplies and stuff that I have and then let you know if they're useful, if you can get a cheaper option, or if you can just scratch it all together. So starting off with the basics, you do need a laptop. So this is my laptop. I just have the MacBook Air. I think I got it in 2023 when it was the newest version. And it has everything that I need. Like, I think I got the one with the lowest storage, which going back, I would probably choose one with higher storage now. But everybody does need a laptop. Do you need a MacBook? No, not necessarily. You just need a laptop that works. I know people in my class who have Chromebooks, other sorts. I can't name all of the laptops right now, but you do need a laptop. I personally do love mine. Like I said, it's the MacBook Air that came out in 2023. I do love this one. So if you have a little bit of extra money to spend, I would highly recommend getting it. I will be putting the name or like the products of everything with the prices on the screen so that we can total it up at the very end to see how much everything will cost. But laptop is a must. Next thing that I have that I would not say necessarily is a must is an iPad. So I have the iPad that has the Apple Pencil, and I am a person who likes to write down my notes, but I don't like writing down my notes on paper. It's not that I can't, it's just that I don't like using all of that paper and potentially wasting it. So the iPad has been really great for me. Again, I got this in 2023, and I have the app Good Notes, which when I first got the app, it was free. But now I think you have to pay $10 for a year, like a year subscription of Good Notes. So for 1 year, it's $10. And then I have this little case on here that kind of, I can like go like that somehow. I think it's like this. I can go like this and I can like lay it down and take notes like that. So if you do have the extra money, I highly recommend getting an iPad if you're a person who likes to write out your notes. But if you're a person that just likes to type out your notes, then you can skip it. Or you could get a laptop, or sorry, you could get an iPad with like the Magic Keyboard, and it kind of combines the laptop and the iPad together. What I would recommend doing is, since you are a student, Apple every summer has an education discount where they give, say you buy something, say for example, in 2023, I bought my MacBook, and when I bought my MacBook, they gave me, I think it was like $100 gift card to go with it. And so with that $100 gift card, I used that to purchase my Apple Pencil. And then when I bought my iPad, they gave me a $50 gift card, and I used that, I think, to buy this case. But you could also use it towards other things, like put $50 to go towards a pair of AirPods or something like that. I know in previous years they've had like, if you buy a MacBook, you get a free pair of AirPods. That happened with not this computer, but the last Mac that I bought. I got a free pair of AirPods with it. So I highly recommend that if you are planning on getting a MacBook or an iPad, that you purchase it with the educational plan. I will put somewhere on the screen screenshots of how to do that. Essentially, you have to put in your student email, I believe, in order to qualify for the educational discount. But that is my shameless plug. With Mac products, you do get a little bit extra if you buy during the summer with the educational discount. Okay, so next thing that we're going to talk about is bags. And so I know that there is a huge thing going around right now with like, which bag is the best to get for nursing school? Is it a backpack? Is it a shoulder bag? Is it something that's in between? So on and so forth. So I actually have a few different options for bags that I really like. So I do have the Bagsmart bag, which I will put a picture of it here. I have that, and I usually use it for clinical. It costs around $30-ish on Amazon, or you can find it on TikTok Shop a lot of times with some discounts as well. It has plenty of room, plenty of space. You can fit your laptop in there, you can fit your books in there, all of the other little things that you need. But I will say that if you are using it as an everyday bag for nursing school, it gets really, really heavy. So I have found that it is easier for me to switch out from my Bagsmart bag that I take to clinical and to lab versus what I used for lecture. And for lecture, I use a backpack because we are having to take our laptop. For me, like I take my laptop, my iPad, and then sometimes like whatever books and whatever other notes that I need for class for that day. So it just gets way too heavy to carry on one shoulder, like with the Bagsmart bag. So I have this backpack, which is the Northface. I think it's the Borealis bag. And typically those go for like $99. But if you are able to get a Northface backpack from an outlet, like about an hour from me, I just randomly stumbled across a Northface outlet, and I found it for like 40 or 50% off. So I was able to get it for around $50, which was a huge discount, seeing that they're normally like $99 or sometimes even over $100. And it has plenty of pockets, plenty of room for me to fit all of my stuff. They also have a laptop section in the backpack that you're able to carry your laptop without it getting damaged by everything else. So is it that you want to get a bag, or is it that you want to get a backpack, or do you just want an all-in-one? And if you are going to say go for an all-in-one bag, I would highly recommend going for a backpack over a shoulder bag because it will kill your shoulder. They are so heavy to carry on one shoulder, to carry all of your stuff and constantly have to switch stuff out. So my recommendation to save yourself money and to get an all-in-one bag would be the Northface backpack. Next is stethoscopes. I know everybody says you don't need a Littmann stethoscope, or you do need a Littmann stethoscope. I know that at my school, they like highly recommended that we get a Littmann stethoscope. They almost made it seem like it was a requirement. So I do have a Littmann stethoscope. This was a birthday gift. I think that Littmann stethoscopes normally go for around like $100 to $115. You can find them on Amazon. You can buy them directly from the website, or there are plenty of other websites that you can find them from. But this is mine. I think I talked about this in another video as well. Do I recommend a Littmann stethoscope? Yes, they are a lot better. I work in a hospital where we just have standard like disposable stethoscopes, and this one is way better. You can hear a lot clearer with a Littmann stethoscope. It is 100% made for its use, and it shows. It does cost a little bit more money, but you are getting quality for what you pay for. And then as far as stethoscope case, again, I talked about this in another video, but I just put my stethoscope in a makeup bag. You guys, if you have a makeup bag that you don't use anymore and that's relatively clean, I would highly recommend using a makeup bag rather than a stethoscope case. Let me de-influence you on a stethoscope case. This thing is so big and so bulky, and all you're doing is transporting your stethoscope in here. Once you get to clinical or once you get to lab, you're not carrying this thing around class or carrying this thing around the floor at clinical from patient to patient. What happens is you get to lab or you get to clinical, you immediately take your stethoscope out and then you take it to the floor, put it around your neck, put it in your pocket, whatever the case may be. This thing is kind of pointless. It's so big and bulky. It takes up so much space in your bag, and sometimes it can be heavy because like this one is a hard case and it can be so heavy. And for this case, I think I paid around $20 for it. And again, it was a pointless purchase because now I don't even use it. It is cool because it has like all of these little extra pockets, and it has like a little section for like your stethoscope to like fit neatly in there. But once I like took it to lab for the first time and I realized that all it was doing was taking up space in my bag, I saw a hack of somebody putting their stethoscope in an old makeup bag instead, and I immediately switched over to using a makeup bag because this is so much smaller than this and so much lighter. So no on the stethoscope case, yes on the makeup bag. The next thing that I would say is a clipboard. So I don't know about this one. Do I use this every single clinical? Yes. I take this around with my paperwork, and it's easy to fold up and carry around with me. Whoop, excuse me. Do I use this, or this every single clinical? No, I do not. This is strictly a way for me to fold up my papers neatly and carry it around in my pocket. That's it. And I'm also never standing there writing little things like on my clipboard. So if there is a way that you can get your papers folded neatly and be able to carry them around with you without buying this, then I would highly recommend, because this again maybe was about $10, and while it is something that I use every day, I wouldn't say that it was a necessity. Like if I lost this tomorrow, I would still make it through clinical, and by 2 hours into the shift I would not even remember that I was using it or that it was like an important necessity to have in my bag. So de-influencing on the clipboard as well, the foldable clipboard. Let me put you guys on to something. Transparent sticky notes. These things are so handy. I use them so often, like when I'm making notes or like reading through my book. You could just put a transparent sticky note over it, put it in the book, highlight over the section that you're reading. That way you're not actually damaging the book, especially if you want to resell it after nursing school, because we all know those books are expensive and we want to get some return on our investment at the end of this. Transparent sticky notes have been a lifesaver because I'm able to like make notes directly in the book without ruining the book. These cost like $7 at Target, but I did find some cheaper ones for around $4 on Amazon that I will be trying. So I would highly recommend getting transparent sticky notes, as well as, I'm not going to take all of my highlighters out, but fun highlighter colors, because it just makes everything more enjoyable when you're taking notes. Let's be honest. The next one is kind of controversial because everybody needs a water bottle. But does everybody need an Owala water bottle or a Stanley water bottle? Or do you just need something to get water into your body? The amount of money that I have spent on Owalas and Stanley cups is absolutely insane. Like for this right here, which I think this is a 24 ounce water bottle, costs like $30. Whereas they also have cute ones at Target that are like 40 ounces for the same price or cheaper. Please don't fall into the trap of getting these Owala or Stanley water bottles like I did, because you will waste money unnecessarily. And like I said, we all need to be saving money while we're in nursing school, because nursing school is expensive. Okay, so another thing that was actually a pretty big investment was by Level Up RN. They have a box set. I think it's called like the Ultimate study kit or something like that. And it came with all of these flashcards. Now this is just one. This is for med-surg, but they have one for fundamentals, pediatrics, labor and delivery. They have lab values. They have skills. They have so many in there. And they are essentially just like little flashcards that give you a bunch of really important information for when you are studying. Now, this was a gift. I believe that for the entire box of all of the different subjects cost about $400. Like I said, it was a gift, but it was the best investment that somebody could have made into me for nursing school. Because prior to having these, when I was doing pharmacology, I was spending like 2 hours making index cards or flashcards for my pharmacology medications. But now I have this Level Up RN box, and it is taking me 0 time because the flashcards are already made, and I'm able to study all of the information that I would have originally put onto my flashcard anyways. This has been a lifesaver, and they come with like little travel cases that you can take with you. So whatever you're studying for that week, you can just pick out the flashcards, put it in the box. You can read it while you're in the passenger seat somewhere. You can read it while you're waiting for class to start. You can read it literally anywhere. So I would highly recommend, if you have the extra money to splurge and get that ultimate, study kit box, I would. Even if you just do it for the pharmacology box, I think the pharmacology box is somewhere around $60. Again, I'll put it on the screen. But I would recommend at very minimum to get that one so that you're not wasting valuable time making your own flashcards when it's already been done in the most perfect way for you. So, Level Up RN, thank you. The next thing that I would say that is super important is a comfortable pair of shoes. When I first started, actually, let's take it back a little bit. When I did my CNA course, I wanted to be like cute and wasn't really thinking about comfort. And so I got like the Air Max, I think 260s, and we had to wear white shoes. So it was perfect. They were cute. And then I went to a 12-hour clinical day and my big toenail fell off. So I quickly learned my lesson. So I have 3 pair of shoes that I keep in rotation that I use for clinical and lab. I have the Hoka Clifton, I think they are. I have the Cloves. I'll put pictures and prices here. Hoka, Clifton, and the Hoka Cliftons, the Cloves, and New Balance, I think 740s. Those are all so comfortable. They're decently cute, and the Cloves especially are like made for nursing. So they're waterproof or water resistant. Things just run right off. You can wipe it off, and they're comfy. The Hokas, it's like I work a 12-hour day and I don't even know I've been on my feet. And then the New Balances are probably the best looking option. And then like the second, I don't know which one is more comfortable between that one or Clove. They're probably about equal in comfort. The Hokas are of course going to be the most comfortable ones. I know there's so many other brands out there, and these ones can be a bit expensive, but I think the New Balances are the cheapest out of all of them. I think they cost me about $100. But in general, it is an investment that you're making. You're going to be wearing these shoes for at least a year. So I think $100 is kind of worth it to be putting like some good work in on your feet. I think that is it for all that I can think of right now. If you guys have any other ideas or any other things that you can think of that might be useful for your nursing school wish list, make sure to drop a comment down below and like the video if I mentioned anything that changed your mind, because I would really like to know if I actually helped you either get something off or onto your nursing school wish list. Thank you so much. Good luck.